free if you're watching for the first time and just want to say hey, let us know where to send it.
Yeah. If you're a repeat watcher and you want one, you really just ask me.
Just say.
We can arrange something.
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
I hate to exclude the regular watchers.
Yeah, if you're a regular watcher and you want to let us know, just throw your name and comment in there, and we'll say, hey, can I get another pin? And we'll send you another.
You know what we do, Matt?
What?
We give and we give and we give.
We give. We give and we give and we give. That's right. No pressure, but we give.
We do.
We give and we give. Another way that you can help support the show is through Mike's Patreon. Mike has a Patreon with 3 different pay levels.
Yeah.
The $8 level, the $20, no, the $3 level. Sorry, the $3 level. I got confused because the $8 level, which is the best level, and then the $20 level, which is somehow better than the best level.
Yeah.
If you are not currently a Patreon subscriber, or if you have a membership already, but it is at the $3 or the $8 level, today only, okay, goes away after this.
Yeah.
The clock starts 12, Cinderella, goes away.
Tick tock.
There you go. If you join his Patreon page, or if you increase your patronage, we will send you free again. What? A framed piece of art done by Mike-Eserkaln, and also framed by Mike-Eserkaln. All right?
Just take it and put it.
Look
at all these things. Look at these things.
These are all great frames that he has.
Piles of frames.
We will allow you to choose what one you would like. And so, yeah, that's one of the things you can get just from either A, increasing your patronage, or B, again, becoming a Patreon member. And again, you can hear the sound of these frames.
They are quality frames.
Those are quality frames.
Careful, there's glass in those, man.
So, those are some ways to support the show. The last, but certainly not least way to do it is Wine Club.
Hey. Wine Club.
I love that. That was good. That was
nice.
That was nice.
Well, I hope we're recording this episode.
Are we? Yeah. All right. We got the silent thumbs up that we are. Good. All right. The way Wine Clubs works is that if you send us $10, because that's typically about the cost of what the bottle of wine is, we will then salute you and toast you and talk about something maybe you want us to talk about during the show. Yeah. This is a Cabernet Sauvignon, because we enjoy drinking Cabernet Sauvignons.
We do.
This is a 14 hands. It's a 2020 Columbia Valley. It's apparently how tall the horse is. You measure those with hands.
I've always wondered that. What part of the horse do you measure up to?
I think it's the back leg, and it's all the way up to the top of the back. Because you're trying to figure out the length of the leg to know how fast and how strong it's going to be.
Right. Yeah. I didn't think it was to the head, because that curves away, and it seems like it'd be hard to do it with hands.
Yeah, and also it seems like 14 hands isn't all that tall. I mean, for a horse. Yeah. That's a great point.
If you know the answer, feel free to chime on in. We've got horse people out there.
Yeah.
And maybe horse people.
Oh, yeah. If you're a horse person, your money still spends.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
And we'll call you a centaur if you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Or a horse person. Whatever you want.
I
don't know the political, the woke centaur mob out there. He's going to cancel us.
Furiously clacking away, both with their hands and their front hooves on the keyboards.
I can't write it.
Just clack, clack, clack.
They don't make keyboards for hoof people.
There you go.
Not hoof people, not horse people, centaurs.
Exactly. I think hoof people is going to be the one that they like the least.
That's probably what it was.
Maybe people with hooves, though, because that gets the whole grouping of things.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Satyrs
would work as well, yeah.
And
Yep,
the devil.
Yep, the devil would work, and then but there's also
the pigs from Animal Farm.
I feel like in Narnia there were ones that were both like horses, but also had other body types as well. I don't know.
Erica would like to know, where would a centaur keep his wallet?
In his back
saddlebag.
Saddlebag.
Probably saddlebag. I'm gonna guess. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. Thanks, Erica. Oh, and actually, speaking to Erica in a roundabout way, this bottle of wine is sponsored by After, a social club.
Oh.
After is a new social club that has just opened up in downtown, the west side of Green Bay, because I know that's an important distinction for some people.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, it actually is opened. We're tangentially related because it is opened in the space directly behind where Comedy City Theater takes place, where we both do improv shows and scripted shows. Mike does his Bizarre Acts show. We've got one of those coming up pretty soon.
We do, I think, next week.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about that maybe a little bit in a little bit. But yeah, so a new bar that's just opened up. It's kind of a chill hangout, wood everywhere, piano bar. Decent prices, though. Very intelligent bar staff. They know what they're doing.
Nice. It's a nice place. We I went there. Say that after shows.
Yeah.
It works really well. You go to the show. You go after the show.
Nice.
I felt bad. I believe it was actually because it was opening. It was very busy, and a lot of things were going on, which I think is ultimately not going to be the vibe of the place.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a more mellow place. But it was opening night, and it was like just packed with
that's
people.
awesome,
And a lot was going on. I had a little head cold. I couldn't
Gotcha.
stay long.
I was,
but it was a nice vibe. in
yeah,
general.
I was there for the soft launch, and it was a very nice vibe. So it was actually probably just a handful of people after the show, the stand-up show that just taken place, which is only $5, by the way. If you like stand-up comedy, you should go see the stand-up show at Comedy City Theater. The reason I mentioned that is they were, they had an okay crowd, but the weather kept some people away. And they're like, it's $5, and it's $5 to see people that like tour around the Midwest and perform like Kristen Leidy was there last time. You paid $5 to see someone who has toured all across the United States. John Egan was there. John Egan's headlined at the Skyline Comedy Club. Again, same $5 would have allowed you to see both of them. So again, it's definitely something worth checking out. And then afterwards, go get a drink at After. So yeah, so that is the little plug, and so that is the plug for Wine Club.
Next week is not Bizarre X. Next week is open mic night, I believe.
Nice.
So maybe I'll do that.
There you go.
Either way,
Excellent.
go to that.
All right, and that was our Patreon pitch. Oh, that had a nice tone to it.
That's good.
Very good. Very good. All right. Now, if we had a guest, this would be our guest spot, but instead we will, I guess, segue into the topic du jour.
Yeah, let's do that.
We want to jump in that early?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
So the topic du jour, which is topic of the day.
That sounds good. I love that.
Yum. Is preparing for art, preparing to make art, being prepared for making art. I don't have like a specific on this, except that it's a thing that needs to be done.
Yes,
and needs to be kind of talked about as well. So we've mostly been trying here at the Art Cult Studio is to set up things. We got to keep getting more stuff. More equipment, more tools, more devices and things. Bric-a-brac for making art, so that when you want to make it, you don't have to go, I'd like to do some oil paint today. And then I got to go get some oil paint. Some canvas and the brushes and the thinner and the easel. And then by that time, you're like,
Yeah, but then you're like...
That tree can paint itself.
Exactly. Or you're like, oh, now I'm hungry. It's look, it's already dinner time.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. I get what you're saying.
So the importance of being prepared to make art. Is this not? Can I just do it?
You can, yeah. Yep. You can. I gotta start it.
You gotta let the equipment do the work for you.
I gotta start it.
It's built to do it for you, Mac.
Exactly.
You do this, and then you
See, yeah. I had that, and there you go. See, because I loosened it up. It's
about being prepared, Matt. It's about being prepared.
Thanks, After.
So that's a general thought.
It does make it a lot easier when you have the stuff in place.
Of course, you can't really be prepared for all art.
Well, no.
Not right away.
No, but many art you can be, I guess you can get yourself prepped for, especially if you know you're currently working in a certain medium. Or media, I guess, medium is the single.
Yeah, if you're working in a certain media, one of many medium. No one has ever said media or medium. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do all the time. Yeah.
No, but not when they. They don't say that when they're talking about the media.
No, they don't.
They do say your medium when you're working with art.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
But no one ever says, the medium of radio. The media.
No, they don't.
Yeah, it's the media. Anyway.
Fix yourself.
Learn your plurals, people.
Exactly. Come on now. But get yourself prepared for making art.
So a thing that I personally had done recently, I've got the little typewriter here, the old Royal.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, nice. All right.
You can't see that. You can just to hear though. It sounds like a nice typewriter. I've been using that.
Squat.
It is. Oh, this is a delightful little typewriter.
Nice.
So nice. I got that set up here, and then when I'm doing other work, I will put a blank sheet of paper in it.
Okay.
And then push it back, and then when I have an idea, when it's a random idea, I will stop my things and type it in right away. So I have now a couple of sheets of paper with just random ideas on it.
Oh, very cool. But at least then you've got that out of your head and on the paper.
I'm doing that thing.
Nice.
Yeah. Similarly, I got the note cards here
Yep.
for other ideas. So these are just ways that recently I've been doing to prepare for
the actual creation of the art.
Yeah. But also prepare for the thing, like when you get the idea, because this thing, you get an idea, and then you hold on to that idea. If you don't write it down,
yes,
and then the idea goes away,
yep.
Ooh, that hurts.
Oh, yeah.
Happened to me this afternoon. I had an idea, and I was driving.
You were driving, that's the one on itches.
Couldn't write it down. Yeah. I have these in my car,
but
you still can't do it while I'm driving. Actually, I do have a note where I was trying to drive, like write a letter at a time, and the letter's It's awful. You got to pull over. Just pull over to the side of the road and write. What's your problem? Just pull over. It's dangerous.
Just do it. Be safe when you're driving, especially in the winter.
So that's what I've been doing recently to prepare for that.
Nice.
The other is, getting the whole studio ready to, space ready for preparing to do art. What do you fellas do for folks at home?
The French call it, I guess, mise en place.
Mise en place, they do.
Which means everything in its place before you actually start into anything. I think that's a really good idea. I unfortunately have not been doing a lot of that, but I know that it helps, obviously with creating the art. I try to. One of
the things, what is it? What is it? Make art or encourage art?
Yep, encourage art.
Yeah, whatever. I'm going to try to encourage you to do art. This is one of the things that's a stupid excuse to not do art.
Oh, yeah, it is.
But also a far too common excuse.
Yes, also true. And I think it ties into a lot of what you're saying is people go, oh, I'd love to do this. And then but they don't have any of the materials prepared at the time. And so they have the issue of, well, how do we gather up all of this? And, now by the time I got to go to the store, it's snowing out, I got to get the kids to blah, blah, blah. And so it becomes tough. And so I think it is about finding the opportunities to just set it up and just have it sitting somewhere. So when you're ready to go, it's ready to go.
Yeah.
And it makes it a lot easier because it's a lot easier. There's something that Mike told me one time a long while ago, but it was the idea of trying to write like 50 to 100 words a day when you're writing. And the idea is it's the same kind of philosophy as like doing 10 push-ups. And the reason is that 10 is a very small number. You're like, I can do 10 push-ups. And you get down there and you're like, well, as long as I'm already down here, I only did 10 push-ups. I can do like 5 more. And then suddenly you're doing 15 push-ups or you're doing 20 push-ups. But the idea is that you may not go, I'll drop and do 20 right now. That's too much. I can't do all that. But I can start with this small amount. And then if you do 10, you just do 10. But at least you did them. If you only do 5, at least you got down and you did them. But if you can do more, you'll do more. And so having the ability to because if you just start writing or just start drawing, a lot of times those creative juices will start flowing and you'll create more and more and more. And they'll spin into more than you even thought you were going to do when you sat down. And so having all of that prepared for you is a great way. And it's also a huge roadblock to being able to do that. So, if you can just find a piece of paper or if you can just, have in the car a pen and a pad of paper or at your work desk, a pen and a pad of paper, whether it's for sketching or doodling or writing down notes for something that you're working on, it is a huge help because it gets it flowing.
I'll throw in there as well, because this is a thing I'm constantly aware of, is budget as well. If you wanted to start oil painting, boy, oil paints.
Yeah.
They're not cheap.
They're not cheap at all.
They are not cheap. So I don't necessarily have a direct advice that except that if you want to do something that's more expensive to do, or for example, this podcast that we've been doing. We've been slowly evolving the equipment. We have this new microphone. Is this one on? Is this on? Is this on? Hello? Is this on?
Tommy, can you hear me?
We've been advancing it slowly, bit by bit, piece by piece. That should never be a roadblock for you to do to create things. I can't afford to do that. Yeah, of course you can't afford to make a 20-foot tall oil painting.
Yeah,
right. Not at first, but you're not gonna, that's not gonna be your first painting anyway.
No, exactly.
Right?
That's what you're gonna start
First thing, you can get a pencil.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
You can find these on my art teacher in middle school.
Okay.
I forget his name, but he was all the art teachers are delightful people.
Yes.
They're all like, and they in school they kind of fit in, but they don't fit in.
Yeah. So,
they're weird, right? But he used to come in to class and he'd go, "Look what I found!" And he'd like hold up like 4 or 5 pencils he'd found like in the hallways.
Yeah.
And he was partially like chastising us for like dropping our pencils. He'd be like, "Yeah, you don't need to pay for pencils. You just pick up other people's pencils." I don't know why you those of you who are dropping your pencils. I don't know why you're not going back for these. Pick them up. They're nice pencils. And also, it's littering on the floor. So, anyway, sorry. You can get a pencil and you get a paper for free. Basically for free.
Well, and now I got to say, I don't actually know the context of the rest of the song, but there is the musical, Sundays with George.
Yes,
about,
Sunday in the Park.
Sundays in the Park with George. That's about the famous Pointillist and his paintings of the parks.
George...
Papa?
No.
I think we tried this one other time. Sarah?
Sarah.
We'll say it's Sarah. Correct us if we're wrong in the comments.
I think it's totally wrong.
Yeah. But
I think it's George, though.
Yes, it definitely is George because his name's in the title of the musical.
Yeah.
But there's a song called I Made a Hat. And I think it has to do with, and I just know Mandy Patinkin singing it at like the Tonys or something. I caught the last little bit of it. But it's, I think, kind of the idea of the struggle of it all and creating things. And again, as a pointillist, it's just bunch of tiny little dots to make a bigger thing. And so, again, that same kind of idea, or out of his entire picture, because you've seen these paintings, like you're well aware of the Sunday Park pictures. Like if you saw it, you'd go, "Oh, that's that thing you're talking about." I know that immediately. It's been spoofed a bunch of times. It's used in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. But to even make a hat in this massive picture is barely anything, but it's still an integral part of the art, and it's still a step forward in the creation of the art. And again, when we're talking about the 5 pillars of art called make art, talk art, encourage art, drink wine, and the 4th thing, which I even got out of order this time. But again, we want to encourage you to know that the only limits really are yourself, and it's not even like time. Like the time it'll take is the time it takes. And putting in a little bit now, and that's something I need to constantly be reminding myself, and I'm trying to get better at it all the time. It's tied into one of the things that Mike has written down here about making me more accountable, but trying a little bit every day slowly moves you forward, and it's amazing the amount that you'll have done in a month if you just start now. And all the motivational gurus tell you that. They're like, if you start today, you'll be so amazed where you are 30 days from now.
Yep.
But it's true. I mean, the reason they say that, the reason it's a cliche is because it's true.
Cliches exist for a reason, Matt.
Yeah, exactly.
Like in the comments, had an art teacher that would lend them a pencil, but would take your shoe for collateral.
Nice.
Pencil. Yeah, and then we also have George Surratt. Someone typed it.
There you go. You're really
Well, I don't think we really nailed anything yet. I think we're all still around. George something. It's French.
Good old.
Something that's French.
George.
We're probably it's probably not even George. It's probably George. It's French.
George, you want some ketchup?
I think I've learned this in French in general.
Yeah.
French language. The rule is you just look at the consonants and ignore most of those.
Oh, okay. And just go,
So George.
I like that. George.
Yeah.
Here we are. Excellent. That shoe pencil idea is a good.
That is a good idea.
That's some art teacher that started out and for 5 years we just give away pencils willy nilly.
Yep.
It got burned so many times.
Yep.
They're like, nope, forget it. And then they start taking backpacks or
it's too much.
pieces of hair or something, and
Yeah.
they're like, no, that's too much. Like a shoe.
Yeah.
A shoe is just enough.
Yeah.
Because you don't
Of course,
really need a shoe during art class.
Of course, you are. If it's middle school, you are taking a middle schooler shoe, which is likely.
Put it inside a Tupperware box or something.
Yeah. Might be a bit
just
stank.
a death closet.
And then you have to collect your own shoe
Exactly. You go in there.
from the pile of other people's shoes.
Exactly.
And then the rest of the school just limps around. Pencils, but limping.
I'm not going back. They're scavenging the floors of the hallways looking for pencils.
So bring your own pencil. That's our cool art cult rule number 27. Bring your own pencil.
Bring your own pencil.
All right. Well, that was the topic du jour.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, and so basically, again, the reminder: set things up around you. It makes it a lot easier. It seems like such a no-brainer, but having it within arm's reach or having it just available, having a lot of times when I'm writing, I'll just have my laptop's closed and it's set away, but at the same time, I still have the Google Doc up all the time. So all I have to do is open it up, click, and there I am, and I can just jump right into it. Because especially something like writing on a computer, there are so many little distractions just waiting to get you. And the quicker you can get yourself to the writing part, the easier it's going to be for you.
I've gotten marginally better with the number of tabs I've opened.
Oh, nice.
But it's like saying I brushed my teeth today. I'm going to have to do it again. It's going to get worse.
Oh, there
again.
You go. There you go.
I've also been off social media a lot. That's freed up a lot of time.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
A lot of mental space as well.
Exactly.
I got rid of my. I don't have on my phone anymore. My Instagram or Twitter.
Okay.
Twitter, I just looked at stuff anyway. I just
right.
read news.
Yeah.
I didn't Twitter much. And then Instagram, I would just kind of feel guilty about now posting art. And so I don't do those at all.
Okay.
And I got Facebook only just for social. I need that's sometimes the only way people announce any sort of social event.
Right? Yeah.
I said it on Facebook. Yeah, well, I don't want to be the guy who's like, I don't look at Facebook, so I don't know anything.
That's why I didn't show up to your wedding.
So I got this app that'll be like, oh, you want to look at Facebook? Great. How much time do you want to do that? I'm like, 1 minute. And okay, good. A minute then.
Nice.
And it's like, in a minute we'll ask you if you want another minute. It's not draconian. It's like,
but it's still,
it's
you still have to then hit the button and that sort of thing. And what's nice there is it's this little thing, because it's a little thing that helps you add additional self-control. Because Mike can certainly go on Facebook for just a minute or 5 minutes, something like that. But when you have that additional little bit in there, it helps hold you accountable. And accountability is a huge thing as well.
Sure is.
Yes.
Actually, I posted the first time today in a while
Yeah.
about this show, and then about my Alderman campaign
Excellent.
thing.
Yes, the snow buried all your idiot opponents.
Hilarious.
Signs.
He put up so my opponent. This is not art, but it's
No.
my
Involves
my
us,
career.
yeah, exactly.
My opponent had put up a number of signs while I was on vacation. I had some signs.
Yeah.
But I was waiting for him to make the first move.
Gotcha.
And then I went on vacation. I came back. His signs were all over town.
Gotcha.
Like he was scoping my house out or something.
Yeah, he's like, oh, there he went. He hit the airport. Ah.
Yeah. I don't think that's what I had, but I could. That conspiracy could be out there.
Yeah.
And then, so I started putting up signs.
Yeah.
But I didn't actually put up signs until today. I put up a number of them today. A couple things I learned. One, the ground is frozen. It's hard to put those signs up.
Gotcha.
Two, though, he put his up before the snowstorm. And he had his name, which is pretty low on the sign.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mine is bigger and higher.
Yeah.
So even if it did, but then the snow covered, it was like it said vote for it, and his name was covered up.
Nice.
Perfect.
Yeah, we got about 8 inches here in Green Bay, and with a fair amount of drifting. So yeah, a lot of those signs are just
I did just I called him a fool in a fun way. It's the fool, haha, that sort of thing. Clearly a joke. I did want to put further, like, do we really want to trust our government to someone who doesn't know about snow in
Who
Wisconsin?
doesn't pre-plan for things
Who
like
doesn't
this.
think ahead?
The lack of foresight. That's how you get your roads like this.
That's
together,
right.
Is a lack of
Ooh,
foresight.
the roads are rough right now.
The roads are
They
rough.
are bad. The potholes are real bad right
yeah,
now.
right?
But
Exactly.
that's a annual thing.
Oh, yeah.
That I will fix when I'm alderman of this
Yeah.
city.
This man brought you a green light in a
Sure
intersection
did.
that didn't have a green light for over 20 years.
That's
I can
right.
tell That much.
Brought you that
It was
green arrow, just the arrow.
Yeah. So it was a green arrow.
all
And
you
that
need.
used to cause traffic to back up all the way to the highway,
Yeah.
4 blocks back on the main road into Pier. He fixed that for you. Vote Eserkaln.
Let me fix it again.
It's
All right.
within your area.
Likely most of you are not in my voting district. But
Unlikely.
thanks
Move
for
here.
listening and spread
Lie
the word.
about it if you have to. Fight a
Vote early,
vote.
vote often,
Person.
as they say. All right. We're going to move on to the actual art cult show.
Sounds good.
What's our next topic? The next thing?
Next thing we do is Matt's snobby critiques.
Okay.
Where do you want to do your inspiration pile?
What we're going to do now, what we should have done while I was talking about that,
Yes.
was Matt has to draw a dog
Yes.
today. Actually, you can use my pencil.
Thanks. Do I need to give you a shoe?
You
need a
your shoes are
card.
up. I prepared you with cards. I prepared you with everything, Matt. I got your little dog
look at
pictures
this,
and some
cards
blank
behind it.
ones.
Look at that. There's blank cards.
So a couple of weeks ago, we were going through the idea pile, and I had said draw
Draw a thing. I think it's draw a thing every day. It might even draw every day. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
And
draw every day, don't worry about it.
We read it at the time though as dog every day.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. And so I've taken to drawing a dog.
Matt started drawing a dog.
Yep.
There we go. So he's
You
drawing
see,
a couple.
don't worry about it.
Yeah. But this, no, he's going to do one while I present a new concept that I don't have the parameters fully down for it yet. But it is the encouragement of doing something. I was going to challenge the folks out there, or the people wherever you're listening to this, to draw a thing every day for a period of time. What's a good period of time, man?
1 month, 30 days.
Draw a thing every day, 1 month.
Yeah, you call it some sort of just one thing. You call it like jot or something.
Yeah, there we got that. I had done that a while ago, and it was for a specific month. I'm going to open it up to any time. If you draw one thing every day for a month,
October they usually do.
If it's
don't
for
they?
a thing,
October.
if it's for a thing, let's say 14 days from one episode
14 days?
to the next.
oh, that's a
episode.
good idea. 14 days. All right, draw a day. Draw a thing a day. So yeah, you may have heard Joe was talking about the Inktober, Inktober apparently has become so problematic because the guy doing it was taking people's art.
Genius, yeah.
We're not going to take your art. We just want you to encourage you to do art. Either way, I'm spreading out to any time. You can do this anytime. So a 14-week period, 14-day period, 2-week period between art cult shows. You draw a thing every day. And I bet you by the end of 2 weeks, you're going to be better at drawing that thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. If you do this thing and let me know that you did that thing, I'm not even going to ask for proof. I believe you. I will get you, and you have to let me know where to send it. I'll get you this. This is a special 1 pin. This means I drew one thing every day for 14 days. And you get to wear this 1 pin proudly. And when people say, what do you have the number 1 on you? You can say, well, you can say any number of things. You can say, I'm number 1. You could say, I drew one thing every day for the art cult. And they rewarded me with pins. Hold for applause. Anyway, that was the thought. Then I was gonna make. Now Matt's doing one thing every 2 weeks.
Yep.
which is not a great way.
Of my jot pen by the
I
end
mean,
of this year.
ultimately, he will get better at drawing a dog. He's getting better, I think.
What I'm doing is I'm trying to challenge myself by drawing different types of dogs.
No, that's fine.
And so I'm up to my third type of dog. And so this dog, in this case, it was supposed to be a dachshund.
Yeah.
And it kind of
It is a long dog.
But it's a long dog.
It is dog. It has dog attributes.
And I can definitely critique it, but you know what? We said draw or dog a day. Don't worry about it. So I'm going to not worry about it.
Oh yeah, there was no
So there we go.
critiquing of this dog. Do you want to show your other dogs to show you have progressed?
Yes, I'm going to show Matt. Matt.
The progress.
Today is what is today's?
10th? 13th. 13th.
13.
23.
All right. That's on that one. That's right. All right. So the very first dog I did was this nice little poodle.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. And then I decided to just do the face of a dog.
Yeah.
That is kind of a Dalmatian.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. And then this one is my Dachshund.
I do think that one's the best of them so far.
It might be, actually.
I think
it's
you've
the one.
improved.
Yeah. Yeah, but both is a blessing as a curse is that I've been doing this. You notice I do this kind of dashy style drawing. I think it makes it easier when you're sketching to do it. It's just what I do personally. So it gives it kind of that natural hair look, but sometimes I can go against what you're trying to do as far as the animal itself. But yeah.
Regardless of his improvement or not, you just saw him in real time learn a thing about his style and the benefits or negatives of doing the thing. He learned slightly how to do fur a little better. Look at his fur on the first one. Just scribbles. Just scribbles. He didn't know what to do.
Exactly.
Now he gave himself kind of a little more method. A little more method
I
to
was
it.
halfway through it, I went, oh, this actually works as fur. This is a nice little shaggy way to do a dog.
I've done this with many things. I've done it with the pig. Did the pig for a while. I've done any of the ongoing projects that I've done. And you do it every day, and you get better at doing it. You learn shortcuts. You learn things that work. You learn the things that don't work. And it's simple. It's just stupid simple to do it every day. Just do a little simple thing every day.
There you go.
And you can get a pin.
Yeah.
Don't do it for the pin, but also do it for the pin.
Yeah.
You gotta do it for the pin.
Come on, get that cookie. Get that little reward. Your brain wants it. Needs that dopamine pop.
Yeah.
Excellent.
All right.
All right.
How are we doing on the people watching? Anyone watching this show? Anyone,
Yes,
anyone interacting?
The numbers say 3, so...
Nice. Anyone got any questions or comments that we need to address? Because otherwise we'll move on. It feels like we're moving
briskly.
Are we talking fast?
No, I think we're just clicking along.
Are you okay?
Yeah, we're doing all right. We're doing all right. Because do we want to plug some things now, or we'd like to talk a little bit about projects we're working on, or else we can go into snobby art critic.
Let's do that because I feel we give that one short shrift.
Let's do that then. Let's do that. Oh, I will say this as well, actually, tying back to the topic du jour, and getting that idea of getting things set up for you, because Mike's mentioned before, and I know it's currently hidden behind the brick pillar, but Mike set himself up with the big board of 5 items that he's working on, and so he has that up, which is a nice little reminder as well of these are the items that are kind of top of mind when I'm like, oh, I should be creating some art. What should I do? Oh, yeah, that's right. And then you can get to it. Sometimes that helps as well.
More importantly, it's like a stopgap for if I come up with another big idea. Like, oh, this is a really big idea. Well, let me room on the board for a big idea right now. So it makes you write that idea down and push it to the side for later until I get something else off that board. Yeah.
I gotcha.
You did say it's hidden behind the brick thing.
Yeah.
Just to the brick thing's not going anywhere. That's
no, I know it's not. Yeah.
Okay. It sounded like you thought maybe.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's a load bearing
some
brick.
point.
Yeah,
That's
no, that's 100% necessary for this.
But we will be. I gotta get a thing to hang stuff up there.
Oh, that'd be nice. Yeah.
Unable to connect. Jera, I'm unable to connect.
Unable to connect. Oh, we're set up.
I mean, I've been told that all my life by various women. Like, you're unable to connect. I said, I know. It's just.
That's why I brought Jera.
Yeah, I was raised in a family without enough love.
There you go.
That's not true. They were a very loving family.
There you go. Were they?
I don't know. But they're very understanding of humor, and I would hope they enjoy that.
Fun little jab about
Yeah. Oh, so if you're watching any comments and such or questions or things that we have not addressed, or they do the commenting?
Denise says, just got here.
All right. Hey, Denise. Welcome.
Hey, Denise. Dennis?
It's Dennis.
Hey, Dennis.
I know.
It's Denny. Dennis Denny?
Dennis.
Dennis. Yeah, we know
Dennis.
Dennis.
Hey,
Oh, I
Dennis.
said Dennis.
Yes. I know a Dennis and I know a Denise.
Nice. Look at you knowing people. It's not a competition.
It's not a competition, but I do know a fair amount of people. Oh, this is on the upside down. I forgot. All right. So
we stepped right about there because.
All right.
Yeah.
So this part of the show is the snobby art cricket. Snobby art cricket.
Chirp, chirp, here I am.
Where I will pan through the things I've been working on recently on the old iPad.
Yep.
And Matt, like a snobby critic, will look at things that catch his eye, catch his imagination, and say, oh, I might purchase that for a gallery. And then we'll talk about that piece a little bit.
Perchance I shall.
Perhaps you shall. So when we last met, I believe we looked at these ones here.
We'd also looked at fighter plane or bomber plane.
The bomber plane and
the sad wall.
Sad wall, yep. All right, so let's move on then, man.
Yeah.
We have more up ahead here.
You know what? Let's look at one of the. Let's look at one of the stick figure ones. You know what?
Sure.
For people that didn't get to see it last time, I would want to go back to this one.
Yeah,
Can we look at the tree picture just because I really enjoy it. I enjoy the setup of it as well.
Very nice. Oh, that's
There we go. Let's get that.
that's better.
So a little playing around with the 4 panels is what you were doing here, correct?
Yep, I learned how to do cut and paste, which should have been a fairly obvious thing to do, but it's a little trickier or different on. It's just different.
Yeah.
On the Procreate than I was used to. I got real good at cut and pasting words.
Okay. Yeah.
But images became a little
Images
dicey.
a little different. Yeah.
I figured that out finally, and so then I was able to cut and paste, replicate 4 things in a row there, and then I could do a little comic panel. Also, I found that lovely. I forget what the font is called. It's called some Jack Armstrong.
Oh, no, Jack Kirby. Is it? I
believe the font is called Jack Armstrong.
Okay.
Which may be Jack Kirby, but I can't use his name. I don't know. But it's obviously it is a very comic book font.
Yeah.
That is not my handwriting. But it looks nice. It looks kind of handwritten and very readable.
Oh, it really does. Yeah.
So I've been using that more lately.
Nice.
And so this was I did this one because of the feeling of throwing art out there and not everyone noticed. Actually, another fun thing with this, I did duplicate it all, but then I hand colored each.
I was going to say, that's something I wanted them
panel.
to know is that while each picture is a duplication, the lines themselves, the coloring itself is original for each panel, which is a really neat effect as well.
Yep. It's, hand wrote it first of all.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. It was dang.
Dang.
The fuck worked better. No.
Yeah.
There you
go. Oh, it came in real fast. Like, dang's not making that second effort. Didn't even bother typing it out until you're like, nope, gone. Yep, and as you see,
Yeah.
Actually, kind of like better that it doesn't have the sound effect of it trying. I think it's just very funny that it's like, because it's trying.
Right.
And
but
like,
as much as a tree that's not.
Yep. And actually,
anymore.
what this one really ties into as well, that idea of doing something, I think ties into improvisational comedy a lot. Because unless you were there and saw it, like, there basically is no way to replicate. Like, you can't even do the same scene again, even if you tried. When you try to tell people about it, it's not really the same thing either.
This also, actually, can we go back to let's go back to us. Let's go back to us, Jera, shall we? Can we?
Back to us, Jera.
Oh, yeah, they can see you.
Oh.
What? This whole time?
This whole time?
I was folding my arms and slouching, Jera, because I thought they couldn't see me.
I thought they couldn't see me either. Jera! I took my pants off and everything.
Well,
anyway. Now that we're addressing you again.
With the wonderful and talented Maggie Darnell last night, we went to see a show.
Oh, did you?
Down at the Tarleton Theater.
Oh, my.
A little play called Red Rabbit, White Rabbit.
Okay.
Which I have now seen twice.
Yes.
And I cannot tell you about it, because that is part of the show.
Part of the show. They make you swear to that, right?
If you get a chance, you should totally see this show.
Okay.
If you see the show advertised anywhere, you should totally see the show.
Okay.
It was free both times. I believe it's free to produce.
Oh, really?
As part of the show. The tenet of the show, the concept of the show is one performer, male or female, doesn't matter. They get there. On the stage is a ladder, 2 glasses of water, and they're handed an envelope, sealed envelope with the script. Gotcha. They have not seen the script. They have to sign a thing saying they've not seen the show. They've not read the script. They know nothing about what's happening. They experience it in real time with you as they read it, the audience. And then they open up the thing, and then they perform the piece. It's hard to explain. It's performative, but it's also like you could reading it, and it's so I've seen it twice, and it has been strikingly different in different ways both times. same script, same
Okay.
concept. Sometimes very similar, but also like just the audience interaction and the way the interpretation of it.
Yeah.
A strikingly different performance each time I see it. I would
Really?
see it again and again. It is an inventive show, a funny show, a heart-tugging show.
Yeah.
I'll make you rethink how you're doing your life kind of show. Transformative show. Last night I had an incredibly touching moment. I can't even explain it to you.
Yeah, I know.
Until you see this show. And it's the thing. You can go. So I went in knowing the show.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it, but the experience of not knowing it is another layer that I don't want to take that away from people.
No, certainly not.
For sure. So if you get a chance, there's a show called Red Rabbit, White Rabbit.
Gotcha.
By Nassim Solanjan. He's got a name. I wrote it down.
Their poster was downstairs, unfortunately.
Yeah, I had it in my hands.
That's right.
It's like...
We'll find it and let you know.
It's Nassim Solo... It's like 3 words in a row that are named. Yeah.
That's all right.
I'll
Maybe
Either
someone will look it up for us quick.
Either way, this that struck me. So there's a thing within the show that that he encourages you to contact him and talk about.
Yeah.
And I was going to contact him and talk about the thing, but I also sent him this tree image.
Okay, yeah.
Because it has this. There's a similar idea to it. Like this show, you can't
experience the same show again. Like you literally can't, because you're getting a different actor, different audience. You now know the show, so how you're gonna react to it is different again. So that's the thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's really just, now. Do you ever? And we'll sidetrack in this real quick. Do you ever, as a performer, get not necessarily envy, but do you ever get like wistful? I guess that you're like, man, it'd be really great to perform this, but I technically can't now because
I now can't. I do wish I could have. It would have been neat to, but but the experience of being able to see it twice now has made up for it. I do actually. I want to try to. I'm just going to see if I can get my daughter to do it.
Oh,
I think she would do it really well.
Yeah.
So Maggie says, I think it's pretty produced one day a year. So the idea is multiple theaters doing the show on the same day.
That's what they said last.
Breakfast arrived. Says, got my wine, sorry I'm late. And then Maggie also said, Nassim Soleimanpour.
Solomanpour.
Okay.
Is Solomanpour.
It can't be just once a year, because I could have sworn you've already talked to me about this once.
Yeah.
now.
Unless it was last year.
Maybe it was like November, December.
I know that for sure it's free, but I think it's also the way that it was. The way I understood it was it was free at any time. But
for you,
gotcha, sorry, Nassam, if you're watching, and I'm giving away your show for free.
Fantastic.
Your show is fantastic. So, either way, if you see it in your area, it's been produced all over the world.
Yeah.
And famous people have done it. They listed, the famous people they listed was some. You ever see a list of famous people and you don't know their names? You're like, well, are they famous then?
Exactly, right.
And also had Whoopi Goldberg and Nathan Lane.
When you're like, I know them.
Yeah, and then another person was like,
bunch of people, but then
I looked them up and they're like a famous British actor. I was like, are they?
Are they that famous? In England, they are. They eat for free every day, and it's like, all right, well, great, well, good for them.
You're right.
Or like the Broadway kids next to you are like, oh my goodness, Lord, they're like, who is that? They're like, they originated the second male lead in Kinky Boots in 1986. And you're like, that is a very niche performer. What else have they been in? That was it. Oh, okay. Well,
I think what it speaks to is that fame is fleeting.
Yes.
Fame is also niche.
Yeah.
Niche.
Oh, yeah. 100%. 100%.
Yeah, you could be the most famous long form improviser in the world.
Yeah. Only people like in that genre itself are going to know of you. I mean, you think of how many musicians there are that people are like, oh yeah, this person was. I want to say Townes Van Zandt might be it. But I remember I was watching the PBS documentary about country music that I want to say Ken Burns did. Ken Burns did.
See,
and
we don't even know.
Right? We don't even know.
No matter how famous you are.
And he did Civil War, which was, as far as I understand, one of the biggest wars in America.
It's when Ken Burns fought Captain America.
Exactly, because they were both mad about Iron Man. So anyway, but they were talking about these influences of different artists, because it was like the mid 70s. So they talked about like how Johnny Cash and Waylon Jennings have both been kind of like kicked out of Nashville, and they were kind of renegades. And they talked about not Tammy Wynette. They talked about Linda Ronstadt and like how amazing she was coming up. But then they talked about these 2 or 3 people who I'd never really heard of, because like at least one of them died when he was like 23. But what he did from between 20 and 23, like then resonated with like an entire generation of artists and influenced all their stuff. But unless you'd have to know their stuff and then come back to find this niche guy that had like maybe a CD or an album, but was known for all his live performances and just like from getting together with these people and performing. And so it's really weird how these really impactful people, if you said to a real music star, they'd be like, oh yeah, that person, you don't know about them? And it's like, well, no, but I've also listened to this style of music for 30 years. It depends on what your interests are.
This actually, we might not get back to this. It goes to encouraging people to also to do art as well.
Yeah. Because
you do not know who or in what way you will inspire.
There you go. 100%.
You might do a really crappy job of a thing that you personally think is great. Or maybe you like it, whatever.
Yeah.
That's immaterial. But you do a thing. And it might inspire somebody.
Yeah.
To do a thing, and that person might be like a really talented person who just needed an extra little tip.
Yeah.
And you tip that person, then you get the next
and they take off.
Right, and you no idea who that's gonna be. I just got back from our trip to California.
Yes. Mike, what were you doing out in California? These people don't know.
They don't know. So many years ago, a friend of ours, Devin Dugan, was part of our troupe, and then he moved off to California.
Yes.
And he started his own troupe.
Yes.
After he'd been there a couple of years, and he when I got there it was a little personally off-putting to me. It was too much.
Yeah.
Everyone I've met was like, "You're Mike? Oh, I've heard so much about you." Devin credits you as being his mentor and the person who started. I'm like, that was nice. But then everyone kept doing that to me before I had to teach a workshop, and I'm like, oh no, let's lower expectations, folks. And it all went fine. Everyone was delightful. But Devin told me multiple things. He's like, "Oh, you told me this." I'm like, I have no memory of doing that.
Yeah.
But I was just being encouraging. There was apparently him getting starting the whole troupe was from a thing I randomly had said, where he was like, I like doing this, I like performing, and I said, well, you should start your own troupe. Apparently just casually said that at some point, and then he did, and he's got his own venue, he's got his own troupe. Yep. They are doing Gangbusters, is a very successful group, and hilarious, and it's not because of me. They're in Tustin, California.
California. There you go.
Which is right next to Santa Ana, California.
Oh, okay. So
which is a suburb of LA.
There you go.
Because LA stretches out for 90 miles in all directions.
Exactly. 7 hours on the highway.
Yeah. Either way, I'm proud of him. So proud of him in general. Yeah. But also, it just struck me in general that I didn't go in intending to inspire him to open a troupe. You don't. That's what I'm saying, is you don't know. You don't know until after the fact that, I inspired that person to do a thing.
Well, and in all reality, without switching things too much, you and Devin, Devin's not that much younger than you, correct? Aren't you more or less age contemporaries?
He is about 10 years younger.
Okay.
9, 10.
But it's not a thing where
hugely out of range.
The aged mentor tells the young people sort of thing.
No,
we're
both still coming up in general.
Yeah, exactly.
We're both still young. Man, we got plenty of lives left.
But that's a really good point, though, is that especially if you think about all art is derivative, and in both a good and a bad way.
Yeah.
But all art is driven by something else. All art is driven by the same story told again and again, the same 4 chords again and again, the same character beats again and again, whatever, the same frame space again and again. But how you approach it is different, and what you bring from it in your life experience is different. And you never know, where the thing that you do is going to then influence somebody else, and maybe you influence somebody who doesn't really do something, but then they influence somebody else who does something. Or maybe you just do this, is that you draw a picture, we'll say, and your friend,
dog, for example,
your friend or your kid sees it and goes, "Oh, that's something I can do as well. Like they did it, I can do it." And you create all these other people who suddenly pick up a pen, pick up a paintbrush, pick up some clay or whatever, because they saw you do it. And none of you ever become famous, but you bring a little extra joy into their life, a little extra creativity into their life because they saw you doing it. And you can motivate people that way as well,
Also,
yes,
you can motivate people unknowingly and in the opposite way. That's why I became a playwright, is because a guy I knew, I didn't know him, I met him, he wrote a play and we produced it at our high school. The play was crappy. He's passed away since, I can say it. It was a crappy play. But it was a serviceable play. It worked. It was fine. But the thought that that clicked with me was I could write a better play than this. And then I wrote plays. And I've written 5 or 6 plays. Yeah. It was internationally produced. Yeah. And I've become quite a writer. I enjoy writing. But it was the the thing that pushed me over the edge was me like saying in my head. I might even said it out loud. Was I could do a better job than that.
He has said it out. He said it to me out loud. We were
I
on a walk one
don't
time.
know if I did it in real time, but that was the impetus. Was I thought I could do better. So if you're creating art and you're like, oh, this is not very good, still put it out there because then, if nothing else, someone might create out of spite. Yeah, exactly. Which is a great way to create.
Exactly. And again, remember,
how you doing, Jared?
What are you worrying about? Okay, we're here on Facebook Live, and I'm showing you this art. Okay, so the art you do at home in private. Can
you do a better dog?
If you can, that's great. If you can't, that's great as well. Like, these are not dogs that are hanging in the Louvre anytime soon, but they're dogs that I drew, and I'm proud of them. And if someone said, hey, did you draw these dogs? I go, yeah, I did. And it's art that I created, because why not? Why not as well? Again, remember, make art, talk about art, encourage art. The fourth thing, and drink wine, all right? But number one, make art. We put that at number one for a reason. Okay?
That's true. All right, let's go back to this.
Yeah, let's get back after it.
If we can. Here, how does our screen look, and how does our time look? This is what our time looks like.
Yeah, that's what your time looks like. We're fine. You've been having a good time. I'm letting you.
Well, that's fine. We'll leave it. We're going to leave it to the hourglass.
Enjoying yourselves. They're having a good time out there. All right, well, then next one.
Jared's like a teacher at recess. We could go back into class, but you know what?
That kid just got up on the monkey bars. We'll let him have like 5 more minutes. It'll be fine. But so what I want to do next actually is the one next to the tree, because I don't think we got a chance to look at that one the last time. The baseball players, I want to say.
Sure,
the full panel.
The baseball players, yeah. Let's see. There we go. So further experimentation with the comedic pause. The thing I love so much about this panel.
So much is said in silence in this one.
That level of pause, like 3 panels in a pause. Do you remember Matt Groening's cartoon Life in Hell?
I only know of it because everybody.
It was before Simpsons. There's and he would do like 20 panels of like silence and it's same 2 figures.
Really?
And I think he did it by hand. I don't know, but either way, just like so and then someone would say like one thing at the very end, or maybe one thing and then like another pause afterwards.
Nice.
He would like play with the pause all the time, but he would do like a massive amount of it. So either way, that was I'm only doing 4 panels, but that was a partial inspiration.
Gotcha.
And also then. So I've been doing these lunch notes for years, but always just a single panel one. Being able to add multiple panels, I don't know why I didn't do this sooner. I know why I didn't do this sooner, space-wise.
Yeah, and you were drawing it by hand.
I'm drawing it by hand and on a index card.
Yeah.
But now on the digital screen, I can adjust the format to however, I can fit it in. Mm-hmm. It'd be hard to do this on an index card and make it fit.
It'd be very small.
Yeah.
And then you're writing as well.
Yeah, right. So being able to have these panels allows the comedic pause, which is a thing I couldn't explore before. And I'm freaking loving it. So there we go. So there's a baseball.
What I also like about this is that, because then I thought about it, and I'm like, and I naturally assumed one of them said it. But the fact that there's no, that line that goes to the words means that they probably both, either A,
you could do,
they both said it, or B, you could put it in your own head which one of them said it.
Yep.
And it's just
that was purposeful as well. That was I thought that same thought. It's like, well, I could indicate it was one. No, it's they said it both simultaneously, or one, and who cares which one? But there you go.
All right, that's excellent. Well, very good, very good. All right,
a classic lunch note, Matt.
A classic.
Which you can see these sort of things, lunch notes, if you join my Patreon.
Join us Patreon, and hey, if you join us Patreon today, you can get a free piece of art, framed, but a free piece of art. Bing, bang, boom. Right there for only
TikTok
$3.
boom.
$3 a month will get you all that art and more.
Oh my gosh, $3 once. Are you kidding me?
Exactly, right? You're going to drop that on...
It's a crime.
DoorDash tips. You're going to also tip your DoorDash people.
You should tip them. Yeah, come on. They're driving.
All right. Okay. You know what? Ooh, let's see. Okay.
One is upside down.
I'm torn by this simply because, so Mike has gone into a new... What's the word I want to look for? Not Milo. That's not right.
Yeah.
Is that right?
It's not wrong.
Like, the blue phrase, et cetera, the sunflowers, et cetera.
Yeah.
And so now he's experimenting with these bottles.
Phase is fine. Bottles has been a thing. Jars, bottles, yeah.
What I'd really like to see is, it's now on the bottom. It is that one right there. That's, because I just like, oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah, right? Isn't that pretty aesthetic?
All right. Jared, before we get surprised, can they still see us?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks, Jared. Good to have you back. So one of the things Mike's been working with. Stencils.
Yeah.
And
so that was created from the digital, and I
Yeah.
created a stencil. Look at that.
I'm in a bottle.
The scheme for this is not yet realized.
No.
We're still working on that scheme.
But so Mike's moved into bottles and experimenting with those and doing a bunch of different shapes. And we'll probably cut through a couple of those
Sure.
still today. But I just really like this one. I like the green of it all.
Yeah, it's
and
green bottle.
Yeah, I like the
So
Ocean Planet.
everything that I've done
Yes.
with these bottles has been enjoyable.
Yeah.
Drawing the shape, and there's no end of shapes
Oh, yeah.
to the bottles, and they're similar. You gotta have an opening in the top.
Yep.
Gotta have some sort of base.
That's about it.
But then the shape is kind of whatever it is, and it was usually tapered to the neck. And then the cork's got to be different,
Okay, yeah.
depending on what thing you're doing. And then the color of the glass is different.
Okay.
You've had green glass. That's what this is, a green glass
Yeah.
bottle, or blue. I usually often do a light blue, sort of kind of indicate glass, but not a specific thing. But it's all sorts of colors of glass. You ever find glass on a beach? Like that's been in the ocean for a while, or water for a while.
I think so, yes.
And it was. I used to find this all the time in Lake Michigan and the beach. You find a little.
Good old beach glass, yep.
Yeah, it's all shined up, and then
Yep.
you'd find like old green or blue
Yeah.
or red glass. Sometimes red. I should do some red glass ones. My mom has a bunch of red glass things, like jars, and you
Yeah.
know, it's just it was a thing at some point.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
If someone knows anything about history and glassware,
Let us
my mom has she's got a shelf of
Oh, okay. Red glasses.
red glass, like cut glass, and then some jars, but it's red.
Okay.
Which and red and blue. Either way, I enjoy the idea of colored glass.
Yeah.
So this is a green colored glass as well. And then I picked this number, Matt, 1867.
Yeah.
Do you know what happened on that date?
They discovered.
I don't either.
Neptune.
I don't know what it is. The circle above it was at first like I was just playing with a circle.
Okay.
And then I was like, oh, that looks circle. I'll just leave that there.
Yeah.
And I kind of thought maybe that would be just the logo, just a circle.
Yeah.
Could be a sun. I thought maybe you could put a face in there, and a
Yep.
profile if you wanted to. I didn't do that. And then I wanted it to be old,
Okay.
but not too old.
Oh, okay.
And so I just kind of played around with numbers until I hit that number.
A number that's old.
Yes.
Old, but not
That
like
number has
ancient.
no significance.
Really?
Except it feels
I like it.
kind of like, it feels steam punk era old.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
steam, right? That's steam.
Yeah, that'd be steampunk. Yeah. Well, definitely.
So
that
that's
time.
so this is the old 1867
Nice.
variety of whatever that magical stuff inside is.
Now, is the so is kind of the fading, we'll say, on the sticker? Is that to connotate time, or is it just because you just didn't want to have the solid like red ball out there?
A little both. Yeah.
All right,
Little
nice.
column A, little column B.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah. So if you zoom in on it, it actually also has like kind of a canvasy texture to it. That is a brush that does that.
Really?
The green has that too. It's called the Salaminio brush, not the Salaminio brush. There it is. Salamanca. The Salamanca brush. Yes, the Jorge Salamanca brush.
Pointillist
Jorge
George
Salamanca.
Salamanca.
Bree in the comments says, I mentioned to my coworkers about drinking wine and making art because of watching you two, and now we're going to make a night of doing it together.
Hey, all right,
Megan had some
congratulations.
information.
Megan.
Venetian glass or ruby glass, trendy in late mid-century, I
yeah.
think.
Okay.
And Dennis says, have you ever written a play that's so bawdy that you were afraid to share it?
Have you ever written a play that's so bawdy that you're afraid to share it?
I have not. No. The play that I'm producing up in Abrams
Yes.
is pretty bawdy.
It is pretty bawdy, yeah. There's a lot of kissing and a lot of slapping.
A lot of slapping. Matt
And
didn't
a
like the
lot
line.
of sleeping around.
Yeah.
Going around. Well, ish. It's mostly in your head, but anyway.
Yeah, that's probably the most play I've written.
Yeah, but it's
I have a
bawdy.
book that I'm writing, and actually I was working on this today.
Really?
Dennis, thanks for asking. I was working on a book. I was thinking through. I thought this is unrelated to anything we were talking about before, but it's fine. So I was thinking about the old free speech dealio.
Yeah.
And I realized the thing I was going to write is you're allowed to, you can say whatever you want.
Yes, you can.
And no one is obligated to listen to you.
Yes.
Or to amplify your thing.
Correct.
For you. That's the one people keep rubbing like, oh, why are you're being banned for this? No one is obligated. You could say whatever you want.
Yeah.
Say it all you want, all day long. I tried it at home. I said whatever I wanted at home by myself. It was great. I said all the things I wanted to say. You're allowed to say whatever
Yeah.
fuck you want.
I tell you.
But no one is obligated to project your message.
There you go, or to respond to it.
Yes.
Exactly.
And then if it is received by somebody else, you are then. I mean, that's the other. That was the other one. That one I've not heard it framed that way.
Yes.
That no one's obligated to amplify your message.
Okay. Yes.
I've heard it framed as the other framing of you can say what you want. Of course, there will be consequences if you say whatever to the wrong or to a person who's going to take offense.
Oh yeah.
You'll
have
whatever consequences there. They'll get mad at you, perhaps. Yeah. But you're allowed to say whatever you want. And so, to answer your question, in short, Dennis, the bawdiest play I've ever written is being produced in Abrams.
There you go.
This June.
Come see it. It'll be great. It's a great space.
It's called Lustful Youth.
There you go. It's very fun.
A scandalous name already. Lustful Youth.
No, it's really good. It's very funny. It's very entertaining. It's a good little show.
Auditions already happened?
Auditions have not happened yet. Mm-hmm. No.
There you go.
And the Abrams space is a really nice place to say a play. And are you having the same sort of person? Because you directed DB again. You directed a play called The Foreigner there last year, and the person who does like the set design
is the same person. Yes.
Okay, because they woo, the job they do. My goodness, I am excited to see what they do.
I am excited as well because that one had a preset plan, and she did a wonderful job of realizing that. And this one, there's not a preset one, and the set kind of has to morph from one to another.
Yeah, I'm excited / terrified because it morphs between like this reality and this fantasy, and kind of in between the two, and it also needs to be able to change quickly. So I'm excited to see what she.
We have some schemes already, but there's more schemes in the works. It'll
also, not the spoils, but there will probably have to be a trapdoor. There will probably have to be a trapdoor in all reality. Likely. I know when we did Adventure Theater, there was a trapdoor, and more than one person like pulled something or slammed something, crawling under the stage to get through that trapdoor.
I like to push the actors to their limit. And then, all right, so that's that. I want to jump back though to breakfast, Bree. That makes me so happy.
That's awesome.
That we've inspired somebody else to do a thing,
right? Heck yeah!
And when you look back at it, like, what did we tell you to do? Yeah. Drink some wine and draw some pictures.
We just got excited about it. It's all we did.
All right,
all we did.
Jared's giving us 2 minutes.
All right. Well, then let's look at. Can we look at one more?
Sure, we could.
One just above that one.
This one?
Yes, that one.
Oh, this is a fun one. Yeah. All right, yeah, there you go.
Ooh, all fairy and caution. Oh, hey, it's her!
Yeah, it's our good friend Allison.
Yeah.
She did a photo shoot with her a couple months back. And actually, I wanted to work maybe a better one for this image, but I used this one.
This would be a mixed media.
Mixed media. So I got her as a little fairy stuck in a jar. She looks happy.
Yeah, she does. She looks happy.
It says caution, though.
It does. That's the best part of it, because she looks happy in there, and you're like, oh, well, I'll just let her out. She's fine. She'll be nice. Mm-hmm. And boom, trouble's going to start, my friend.
There you go.
Trouble is going to start.
Yeah.
It's excellent. I also like the swirling of the background.
Yes, that's when actually Maggie helped out a little bit in swirling the realization of the background there.
Can we watch it just real quick?
Absolutely.
Just because I want to see how the background and the bottle all kind of come together. Okay, so bottle. There we go. Oh, popped her in. Okay, nice. So he popped her in and then did the colors over the top of that, which then don't completely stay because they get kind of mixed around a little bit more.
Yeah, there's lots of tinkering around.
Green and blue to kind of play with the dress. Was that what you're
Well, we're also learning how to do layers. Okay. Sometimes layering on top of the wrong thing gives you the wrong the effect you're not looking for.
Moves around a little bit, and there we go. Boom, boom, and then carrying over, and a little bit of the glow. And some of the dots. Yep. Nicely done.
And then lots of little tinkering around.
There we go.
As well.
Right. Well, thanks, Mike. Those were all fantastic. Again, as we're closing up our time, thank you so much for joining us. Again, remember, there are multiple different ways you can support the show. Let us know you're watching the show. Join Wine Club. Join Mike's Patreon page. Increase your patronage on Mike's Patreon page. Just let people know about the show and let people know about Mike's Patreon page. Come see a show at the Comedy City Theater. Come out and see Mike's play this summer in Abrams. The Abrams people will be very appreciative of having you enjoy one of their shows as well. They do a really nice job up there. You can also open mic at Comedy City Theater this Thursday, and then the Bizarre Acts, I want to say, then the next week, correct?
Thursday, yeah. Which is kind of open mic as well, but weirder.
But it's always a lot of fun. You can also check out After, which is the bar connected to the Comedy City area, which certainly is open Fridays and Saturdays. People say Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, unless someone comes down and goes, no, more than that. Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. It's After. It's right behind the building.
Yep. And then join us here on March 27th for the next Art Cult. Our topic du jour will be nature. utilizing nature in art.
There we go.
That's based on last night's snowstorm.
Oh, there we go. Excellent. All right. I'm already seeing pictures that I want to look at the next time as well.
Too late.
So we'll see you in 2 weeks, and bye-bye.
Bye.